Periyava Sharanam, Glimpses from Sri Periyava's Life History, Volume 2, Chapter 9, The Beginning of 21-year-long travels, 1919 to 1939, continued. Year 1921. Camp at Pattishwaram. Periyava camped at Pattishwaram, a village near Tarasuram, 8 kilometers from Kumbakonam in Tamil Nadu. The village was named after Patti, the calf of Kamadhenu, the divine cow described in Hindu mythology. There is a very old Shiva temple, Tenupurishwarar, at Pattishwaram. Periyava held prayers at this temple. Mahamaham festival. Once in 12 years, when the planet Guru, Jupiter, enters Simha sign, Leo, a festival called Mahamaham is celebrated in the holy city of Kumbakonam. It is an ancient belief that on this auspicious occasion, all the holy rivers of India meet at the temple tank located in Kumbakonam. At the festival, a purificatory bath in this water tank is considered equivalent to having a dip in all the holy rivers of India. So, thousands of people from near and far, including many saints and philosophers, gather during Mahamaham in Kumbakonam city to have a dip in the tank. During Periyava's camp in Pattishwaram, Mahamaham festival was celebrated in Kumbakonam. In accordance with the age-old tradition, Periyava made a trip to Kumbakonam and took holy dips in the Mahamaham water tank. Periyava observed that there was no traditional central mandapam, a gazebo, in the water tank. He had immediately asked a local influential person by the name of Sri Ramabhadra Udayar to build a Madhya Mandapam. He also allotted some money from the mutt to begin this work. Inspires volunteers. At the Mahamaham festival, a volunteer group of around 200 young men had come from Chennai Muslim Youth Association CMYA to provide services to the people. Periyava was very pleased with the work done by these young men, most of whom were below the age of 22. They reflected a zeal for public service. Periyava wanted to acknowledge their services and invited all the volunteers of CMYA for a meal at the Pattishwaram camp. He spoke to the volunteers, praising their services to the public. In appreciation of their good work, Periyava presented a silver trophy to the CMYA. Another group of volunteers, led by the Congress leader Pantulu Iyer, also served the people at the Mahamaham. Periyava recognized this group too and presented a silver trophy to it. It must be noted here that Periyava always had an open mind. As can be seen from these two examples, he had encouraged, recognized and inspired people from different communities. You will read more such examples in this book. Meets freedom fighter. Subramanya Shiva was known as a firebrand revolutionary independence fighter from Tamil Nadu. Unmindful of his sickness, Shiva came to have a darshan of Periyava at the Mahamaham event. In the crowd, Shiva stood at a distance, eagerly waiting to see Periyava. Neither of them had met the other before. It was therefore surprising that Periyava sent volunteers to bring Shiva to him. Wearing ochre robes, Shiva prayed to Periyava for India's independence. Periyava blessed him. More travels. On completion of 1921 Vyasa Puja and Chaturmasyam at Kadiramangalam, Mahaperiyava continued his travels to many other places in Tamil Nadu. On the way at Chellur village, Mahaperiyava halted to meet about 200 Harijans, people considered to be of lower caste and untouchable, who had gathered to see him and seek his blessings. Mahaperiyava spent some time with them, fondly enquiring about their welfare. He blessed them and provided them with new clothes. Mahaperiyava visited at least 18 villages in Nannilam Taluk district, primarily inhabited by Vatimas, a small close-knit community known for observing rituals and frugal living. Vatimas are Brahmins of the Smarta sect, followers of Smritis, who diligently follow the Advaita philosophy propounded by Adi Shankara. This community had many rich and scholarly members. Sir A. Seshayya Shastrigal, who served as a Diwan of Travancore and Pudukkottai states, belonged to this community. Mahaperiyava stayed for about a month in each of the 18 villages, meeting thousands of people and holding prayers. Following the visit to villages in Nannilam, Mahaperiyava travelled on to Mannargudi Taluk. Accepting the invitation of Sri Raju Mudaliyar, a Shiva devotee of Poovanur village, Mahaperiyava stayed for about 10 days in this village. During this stay, Mahaperiyava visited the Tevaram music school conducted by Mudaliyar. Tevaram, meaning Garland to God, is a collection of songs from the first 7 volumes of the Tirumurai, a 12-volume collection of Tamil Shaivite devotional poetry. It is dedicated to the works of the 3 most prominent Tamil devotee poets of 7th century, namely Nayanars, Sambandar, Appar and Sundarar. The singing of Tevaram is continued in some of the Shiva temples of Tamil Nadu. Mahaperiyava enjoyed the music and content of Tevaram songs sung by the students of the school. He blessed the students and offered them small gifts as token of his appreciation. To be continued, Periyava Sharanam.